Hello everyone, my name is Mercy and welcome back to another episode of Mercy's Minecraft Adventure. As you guys can see behind me here, we've got another portal, and this portal is going to take us out to what we are doing in the episode today. I was originally going to be building some big skyscrapers, but I think this is going to be a little bit more convenient. Let's go ahead and get right into it. Alright guys, welcome back once again. We are now in episode 15, and we are breaking into this witch hut and getting it all set up. I haven't actually seen a witch spawn in this before myself, but I know they're supposed to. I guess the light level isn't working or something, I don't know. But what I do know is we need to get this set up so that we have the proper spawning platforms and how it lines up with the roof and the front here. So I'm going to set up with the new prismarine blocks that we ended up getting, the bottom platform on the outside here using the dark prismarine, and I'm already placing things wrong. This is going to be an interesting episode, isn't it? So here it is. This is the outline, and with each witch hut, this here is all the space that we have to get the witches to spawn on. This is our spawning platform, and we've got to do this 2 more times, going up just another 2 in between. So we'll have another one there, and I didn't want to have to use this now, but alright, I'll do it. And then we're going to have another one there. So yeah, these are the 3 spawning platforms that we're going to have. Let me go ahead and do a quick little transition and get the platforms in. So, whoosh. And there we have it. The 3 platforms that we can use in this witch farm. Unfortunately, we can't get any more platforms, as I said before, but this is all that we honestly are going to need. Now, doing a little bit of quick math, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 total length on the platform by 7 across. That's all we have when it comes to the platform 3 times. But that means I've got 9 here, 9 there, and 9 up there that I need to get a dispenser. Which vines? I need to get a dispenser for the water mechanism that's going to end up pushing all of the witches out and into a killing section. So that's going to be 27 dispensers, and right now I've only got 14. So I'm going to go ahead and gather some more of those, and let's get back here with the technical side in just a moment. Okay, so now that we're back, we've got everything that we're going to need. A bit of glass, and I stained it gray just because I felt it went better out here. We are going to go ahead and use these wood planks that we ended up picking up from breaking down everything here and create a little bit of an exterior. And we're going to need to go ahead and dig down as well, make sure that we clear out some of the area around it for the water. Thankfully, we don't need to do too much of it, and I'm going to use prismarine, I think, to do it. Now the question is, do I want them to drop down this side or that side? If I drop them down this side, then I could have a closer ladder to go straight down, because I'm just going to drop them. I'm not going to make it super crazy fancy here. And if I do that, then it'll be closer to the portal. But if I drop them down this side, then I'll see all of the outer workings. Yeah, I'm gonna drop them down this side. That was solved very quickly for me. Alright, let's start clearing this out right over here. And the first thing we're gonna do on this one is make sure that everything else is cleared out, and I don't want any water nonsense going on here. So right out to the edge. And I'm going to change this out with the prismarine bricks. So right out here, and all of this is going to be cleared out. So let's clear this out. And after quite a lot of digging, here we are. This is going to be the fall height to guarantee that the witches are going to die. I do have a couple holes to patch up, but I also need to light it up as well. That way we can increase the spawn rates. So I left it open. Let's clear out some of this coal that's here. I am full on inventory. Okay. So the next step that we're going to do is we're going to dig out back in here and a little bit further down as well, because I'm going to set it up to have 3 double chests here for collection. The first double chest is going to be on this layer with the cobblestone that I've marked out, because that's where the hopper layer is going to go. It's going to be completely covered with hoppers on this side, focusing down into the middle, which is probably right here or here. It doesn't matter now, does it? But anyway, it'll focus down into the middle, and that will end up sending itself out in this direction. And once it does, because it doesn't need to go very far, I'll have the 2, and then the chest itself will end up being right here at this layer, 2 by 2 straight across. Now from there, we can have another hopper pull it down out of that chest into the next one, which the next chest then is at this layer, and then the third and final chest will have to be at this final bottom layer that I'm clearing out now. So we're going to make a mine shaft straight down to get down into this room here, and I do want just a little bit of room because I want to add some decoration and whatnot to make it look nice and fancy, and I've also got to clear out this coal, so we'll go ahead and clear out the coal for the sake of appearances, and also because I could probably use it somewhere. But we'll clear it out, get a little extra room here dug in, that way we can mess around and get what we need built, and after I do that, we'll go ahead and get back up to the surface with the ladders from over here and pick up the other things that we need to really get this room kind of functional. We'll decorate it later, but I want to get it functional. I think I lost my way. Lighten up a whole bunch of the caves that were underneath, because, well, why not? It's going to increase the spawn rates. Yeah, I think I'm lost. So after a lot of cave lighting and running around down there trying to figure out how to get back out, I remembered I was going to need to ender pearl, so thankfully I had one left on me. But we're out, and this entire drop chute is now completely filled in right to the bottom where we need it to be. So the next step is going to be up here, where let's go ahead and I'm going to show you guys how this is going to end up working. I do want to get my shulker box back out here because I'm going to use the prismarine and the dark prismarine again. I believe I'm just going to actually stick with the dark prismarine here, because what we're going to do is set on top of these guys, and I need to put up a higher level here as well, our dispensers. So the dispensers are going to have buckets of water inside them, and it's going to help push the witches over where we want them to go, which is to the edge over here. Now we don't want the water flowing past it, so we need to set up a precise distance for getting that water out there. And as you guys know, 8 blocks is the distance that water will travel, and we want it to stop here. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We dispense the water out here, and it should only carry up to this point. So one more back should end up doing it, which means I'm going to change this portion here on all of this out for the prismarine bricks. So yeah, quick change for aesthetic purposes. And back, the blocks are now changed, that way it looks nicer. And we are going to want to set up our dispensers, these guys, right back here. So shift click, That way I don't get into the dispenser inventory there. And there we go. Now, on top of these guys, I do need another block, so I'm going to use the Prismarine here. And the reason we're getting that block is because on all of those Prismarine blocks, we are setting up tripwire hooks. There we go. Tripwire is going to end up being all the way down and across here, so that is going to end up working out for us, thankfully. Let's go ahead and now enclose the side. Well, I'll actually use glass to enclose the sides, because all it needs to do is block the water flow. So thankfully I do have the glass there, and I'll be able to pop that in. But for now, this is how each layer is going to look. So let me go ahead and get myself up to the next layer. Set that up there, and I'll show you guys once again. It's not complicated, but just for the sake of demonstration here, we're going to go ahead and set, might as well here on this one, the dispensers back here. Shift click all the way across, and then on top we set the next block on that layer. Well, that's frustrating. It ended up creating a source block because triggering this triggered both of these, and I only really wanted it to trigger the one. So what I'm going to have to do is actually get rid of all of these dispensers and set it up in a different manner using some pistons to keep some water back and avoid using the water buckets. That also means I'm going to need some hopper timers in the back for activating and turning. This is going to be a while. Alright, time to go gather. I'm going to have to struggle to find some more redstone. I'll see you guys when I get back with it. So started to make the changes now. We've got to have pistons here in the floor. That way we can power the pistons to push up just underneath where the string is here to keep the water that will be on these blocks held back and chilling out. So this is the 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and it stops just before it gets to the end, which is good. So it's still the proper size. We don't have to change that much going on. But now we do need to pop back in and get going with the next section here. We want a comparator pushing power into all of these, and coming from the comparator we need our hoppers. So the first thing we're going to do here with the hopper, we're going to set it up so it goes into each other. We need it to go back and forth. We're creating a hopper clock essentially, and if you guys see here, what I'll do is I'll go ahead and drop a spruce plank in there. It's causing the piston to go up and down. That is good. That is what we want. But the next part that we're going to add onto this here is a sticky piston facing back directly on top of the comparator, and attached to that sticky piston we have a redstone block. So it's going to lock it and keep that situation held in place as such. And now the next part we need is going to be, I'm pretty sure, a block there, the tripwire hook, and we've now got it hooked back up again. So if something is standing in here, it kicks the piston down, it keeps it down, and when it steps off, the piston kicks back up. Very nice. This is going to help get the water to push towards the end and get all of the flushing mechanic going. The problem is, this was not easy to come by any means. So I've got to sit here now and repeat this process across this line, up above 2 more times, and we'll have the spawning platform set up. I'll also have to get some glass here on the side. It's a lot of placing. So this is how it's going to be done, guys. I'm just going to go ahead and repeat it for us. And that's the final layer in with the mechanism to hold back the water. Now, let's put the water in. Do the old skip one, copy it over, skip one, copy it over. Infinite water source, nice and simple. So now the water is filled in back here. I'm going to go ahead and do that underneath. We've got glass on all of the sides to make sure everything is looking good. And now the next step... Gotta think on this one. Ah yes, this thing here that I already started on the bottom layer, we need to go ahead and make another copy of that on both of these layers as well. Now I don't want to give any room for the witches to fall out of the farm here, so I do have to set up something, and because glass seeing through is nice, that's what I'm going to do. Just going to set up with the glass here. I'll keep that there for now because I keep going up and down, and I'll set that there. Well, that's not going to do what I wanted. Oh well, I'll come up with something. Let's, oh, hey, there we go. I came up with something. Woo! Okay. And yeah, I can make this little corner jump. Alright, good. So, back to what I was doing before I got so distracted. Let's set the glass here, and I'm just going to close it in because honestly, it makes things easier. Close it in, and now at this layer, we want our dark prismarine, because that's the block palette that I'm using here for it. And on the back sides of it, the tripwire hooks. This is the second layer. We need to do this again for the third layer, one more up. And, oh, hey, there's a... Yeah, that's why we ended up needing that there to block it off. So I can remove that because glass is going there. Yeah. Alright, one more time here. Very simple stuff. It's just literally placing blocks, but hey, that's Minecraft. That's kind of what you guys do. Placing the glass and falling upon myself. I said it was simple, and here I am, just making a mess of things. And my last stack of dark prismarine that I brought with me. And falling all over again. I am good at this game, guys. Let's bounce over. And tripwire hooks across the board. Alright. Looking good. Let's go ahead. Wrong block. That one. Get the glass in on this side to make sure that there is no chance for the witches to slip on out. I can fill in that later if I really want to, but right now I'm just feeling meh. Just let it go. I can come back and use some more resources later if I need to. So yeah, we're looking good. I got this held up now. We've got all the tripwire hooks set, and I could go through and start placing the string, because that is the next step, is placing all of the string. But do I want to do that already? That's the question. Well, all things considered, I guess it would be good, because this farm is now essentially done. It's just a matter of roofing it. That way we can get the witch spawns in there and getting the tripwire hook set up with the string. So, yeah. Oop. And I fell down the hole. I am a pro at this game. There we go, guys. All the string is in place, the water is in place, the pistons are there to help push along the water, keeping it back. The only thing left to do on this one is put a roof on top of it. And then, of course, light up the caves a little bit more as I find a bit. And it's details. The important thing here is getting all of the roof on. That way we kick all of the light level out of there so we don't have to worry about it. And to make sure that we don't get any spawns on top, we should be using some half slabs. So I need to go get those because I didn't bring any. I gotta get a lot because it's gonna be a big project on this roof to cover it all up. Alright, shulker box, grab the slabs, and I'm just gonna put the roof on. That's boring stuff, guys. So I'll see you once it's on. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a roof. Half slab, so nothing is gonna spawn up here. And that was quite a lot of stone slabs, but it's done. So that is looking good. Now, everything on the inside should end up coming out to a light level of 0. And I do want to go ahead and double check. I know the top is covered, so that's going to be fine. But I am a little bit worried about the sides here, just because of the torches. So let's go ahead and bust through temporarily. Turn on this. Needs to be 6 or lower, and as you can see here is an 8 because of that torch. So I am going to have to move the torch and get that out of the way, but everything else here is easily under 7, at 7 or below, with one little exception up here at 8 as well. So that torch might have to move. Just a couple torch placements. So let's get that fixed. Knock that torch out of the way. And honestly, I'm just going to clear this little bit of land just so that nothing is going to spawn on the outside here anyway, and I don't have to worry about the light level for it. There we go. Now if I set something there, and I try to hop back in, 7, drop down to a 5 when that's going, but there's a 7, so that's good, and then I just need the front, which has an 8. And we can just move that back a little bit. Okay, so that should... oh, maybe it's because of the torch underneath here. No more torch. Alright, so that is taking care of the light level on the inside. Everything that is going to end up spawning inside here now should just be the witches. Let me go ahead and make sure I put that back in. And the light level is dropped down so that it is always below 7. I've got a little bit of a view here, and nothing apparently is going to spawn when it's less than 24 blocks. So right here, nothing's going to spawn. But if I were to pop back and chill out over here, things should get spawning as long as I'm far enough away. So let's pop up in the tree, see if we can see anything. Because as soon as it does spawn, we're going to have the witches fall. So actually, you know what? A good way to do this too would end up being going down to the bottom. So yeah, instead of sitting here doing nothing, let's get this progressing. I closed it off here, so I can't just jump through, but thankfully I have a ladder. So let's go ahead down the ladder, nice and spooky, nice and dark, which is all fine. I mean, I'm not too worried about it. I did leave an access point here so I can get back out into the caves, but the real point of interest is down here. This I do want to light up, so let's make sure we light this up here, because I don't want to have anything spawning in here and right there. Okay, so the last thing to do down here is set up the collection system. Where these are is going to be the chests, so I can go ahead and get those chests down now. Let's knock these out. Chest, 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 chest. And the reason I'm doing it this way is pretty straightforward. The hoppers. If I put a hopper like this, it'll pull from that chest, and if I put a hopper like that, it'll pull from this chest. So everything ends up down there in the end. Still, this is where we set the hoppers up, and I am short a hopper, aren't I? I am short a hopper. I did a very precise calculation. How am I short a hopper? Maybe I misplaced it upstairs? Nope, my calculation was off. I guess I didn't account for one of these or something. But I went back, grabbed the last hopper, and there we go. So everything now is going to be dropping down. The witches will fall down through the hole and splat right here, and it all comes in toward the center point of these hoppers. The hoppers then will place all of the items into the chest, moving it down until we get into this bottom chest here. This is our gathering point. So, with that done, the farm is actually now complete. I'm going to go ahead, make sure everything is looking good and we don't have any problems going on here. And once we get some items going, guys, I'll go ahead and show you. Well, girls and guys, that is going to do it for me today. As you can see, the farm is definitely up and running. We've got some glowstone dust, and that's new compared to the last time we popped in. So everything is functioning and it's up. It's just a matter now of sitting AFK and building up those resources. We got a lot planned for the next episode, so I do hope you guys will come back and join me for that episode. But for now, my name is Mercy, and I will catch all of you in the next one. Bye-bye.